There are many aspects to the usage of Vibhuti or the sacred ash. Apart from its energy significance of what it is, apart from its ability to do things to direct and control the energy body, depending upon how it's prepared and how it's used. And apart from it being a great medium to transfer energy or transmit energy, the symbolic significance of Vibhuti or the bhasma is to indicate the mortal nature of life. One who does sadhana uses the ash that comes from the cremation grounds. The Adi Yogi's stocks always came from the cremation grounds. And even today, many yogis only procure their ash that they need for their sadhana from the cremation grounds. One thing is, it has a certain quality of its own. Another thing is, it's a constant reminder of your own mortality. Always you're wearing mortality on your body. Shiva smeared his body, head to toe, in the ash from the cremation ground because he does not want to forget for a moment that he is mortal. For one moment if you forget that you're mortal, ignorance will sprout. If you forget for a long time, it'll bear fruit. If you start thinking that you're immortal, you will wear the crown of ignorance. To ignore mortality is ignorance. So, you will see particularly in South India, people have their forehead plastered, wearing their mortality like a badge, a constant reminder that I am not here for good. A constant reminder that I am only a temporary resident of this place. Because one who's constantly reminded of his mortality at least has created a fertile ground for his knowing. Maybe he doesn't know yet, but he has at least created a fertile ground for knowing to sprout in his life. Just putting soil back to soil. Very few people can do it gracefully. Of these billions of people on the planet, of the billions and billions who pass through this planet, very, very few, extremely few, can give back the soil that they picked up from Mother Earth gracefully. Very few. We help you carry what you have picked up from Mother Earth. You must also carry it gracefully, it's very important. You carry it gracefully. When it's time to put back, you put it back gracefully. Just a scoop of earth, nothing more. If you have any other ideas about yourself, you'll learn the hard way. So you know, wherever you go, people are talking about you must be, you must be. All they're telling you is from being an unnecessarily complicated mind, you just have to become a being, which you are. If you become a being, my job, it'll be a pleasure, not with minds around. If you have great minds around, it's good. Stupidly complicated minds, no good. People who know how to complicate every simple situation, it's a lot of hard work for nothing. Mind is a fantastic gift to humanity. But what a horrible thing people may have made out of it. So, life and death can be handled gracefully if you plaster this with ash to remind this head all the time that I am mortal, I am mortal, I am mortal, I am mortal, you will see mind will uncomplicate itself. The simplest tool. You know, people get transformed if they believe they're going to die tomorrow. If your doctor told you you're going to die tomorrow, you can't live more than 24 hours, you will see, you will transform yourself so rapidly. Minute to minute you will change. So, don't wait for your doctor to tell you something horrible. Every day when you take the Vibhuti and smear it here, you're just reminding yourself, I'm mortal, I'm mortal, I'm mortal, I'm mortal. You need to do that. If you do that, your mind will become uncomplicated. An uncomplicated mind is a great mind. It can do phenomenal things. It will not be a hurdle. It will be a way by itself. And if you become a being, a guru's job will become a wonderful thing. Handling simple minds which are complicated. Simply, they believe they're complicated, they're not even complicated. It's just such a waste of time and life. Please don't expect people to die every day. You must remind yourself. For householders, we made other kind of ash. We made it from… the next best thing that we did was cow dung. We burnt it and made ash. This is also good, it does certain things. It opens up your receptivity in a certain way. So we said, don't apply it all over your body, just in certain points. If that is also difficult, then we did rice bran, otherwise we did sesame seed ash. Like this we produce more and more benign things. But when Adi Yogi he used cremation ground ashes. Even today many yogis use only that. But you should not do that unless you properly initiated into the process and you know what to do with it. And if certain things happen, you know what to do with it. For you, the simple ash, either made out of cow dung or rice bran, when you apply, if you go into a space which is energetically charged in some way, if you apply it between your eyebrows, there is a spot. You must know this exact spot. There is a spot behind your ears. If you apply on those two sides and the pit of your throat and where the rib cage meets just beneath that, the idea is you want the higher aspects of who you are to become receptive. See, right now, to put the example very basic, I want you to understand this, don't react to these things. Now, let us say you're a man. A woman came in front of you. It is not just the eyes, the whole body responds, okay? It depends who it is, what it is. Now, if you look at her in a certain way, you may think she's your mother. If you look at it in another way, you may be drawn to her sexually. If you look at it another way, you may be repelled because it reminds you of something. Reminder need not be necessarily in the mind, it's all over the body. So now, you're walking on the street, you don't want to get entangled in all these things. If you see anything, you want to receive this in the highest possible way. So you apply Vibhuti to make those spots more sensitive, so that your receptivity is in the higher dimension of life, not on the lower dimension of life. When I say lower, I am not talking in terms of hierarchy, high and low. I am talking geographically lower in your body, okay? It is not a question of morality, it is not a question of right and wrong, it is a question of entanglement. If you receive from higher dimensions within you, there is no entanglement. If you receive the same thing from lower dimensions, the same thing will become entangling in process. So, because you want to be in a place where you're moving towards your liberation, not towards your entanglement, you make the higher aspects of your body more receptive. Even all the women are, the Indian women are supposed to put a red spot to make them receptive here, not somewhere else. If some other part of the body receives, it responds in a different way. If it receives here, it responds in a different way. They must be using this red thing made out of turmeric. But now they are putting a plastic patch and making sure it is sealed. Really. You're supposed to apply, kumkum is made out of turmeric, do you know this? But now they're applying either chemical powder or many of them are sealing it with a plastic patch. It's a Band-Aid. Colored Band-Aid you can fix on your forehead. The idea is that receptivity happens in the highest center for you because how you receive something determines the nature of your life. What you receive is important too, but how you receive it is vital important. See, you could get poisoned with life in so many ways. You went somewhere, the way you responded to somebody or something could make or break your life, isn't it? Yes or no? Many times, the way you respond to a certain human being or a certain situation could either make your life or break your life. Some people make it, some people break it, isn't it? So, a little control over that just by making the higher aspects more receptive, so that the lower aspects of your body are reactionary, they react. This is a response. It will give you a chance to respond to it sensibly rather than simply reacting. When you simply react, you get enslaved and entangled to many things. When you respond, you are living your life by choice.